Hey folks, coming to you guys with another game. This was a real competitive game, but I end up winning in the end. I just end up making more smarter moves. The game lasts 31 moves, so I'm gonna try to hurry it up. But I want to really break down um this game move for move. Show you how everything turned out. Make sure you can see the board. Okay. So I'm white, he's black. Move my pawn up. Move this pawn down. Threaten this pawn. He protected it. And I just wanted to get my knights out first, and then develop some of my pieces. Free my black bishop. But I'm kind of blocking in my white bishop. So I wanted to threaten his knight. And then I gave my other knight more protection. You know, instead of just protecting it with the queen, I decided to protect it with the bishop. He took it. I took him. And I was okay with that because I wanted to eventually castle on that side. But since he threatened my bishop, I figured I'd just move up and threaten him. He took me with his knight. And then I moved up. I figured if he take him, I can get my queen more involved. He took him. I moved my queen up. Okay. Then he threatens my queen. I move my queen over because I want to move back. He moves his black bishop up. And I decided to castle and focus on this row up here. I feel like I can do some damage. I have my knight right here, protecting this square, my queen, my pawn, and my bishop, and my rook. So in this game, at this point in the game, I was pretty content. I was just a little concerned about him moving his knight somewhere and then bringing his black bishop on this square, threatening my queen. But I felt as long as my queen and rook, two rooks, were over here, that was pretty safe. So I wasn't too worried about that. But that was something that I was watching and looking out for. So he castled. So then I realized I had to refocus my attention and focus, make a game plan to get over on this side of the board now that his king is no longer in the middle anymore. So what I usually do in this situation is I make sure that all my pieces are protected, and then I'll move my pawn up on that side because I want to threaten his knight so I can eventually do some damage over here in the future within the next 4 to 5 moves. So that's what I did, and then he moved his pawn down. I moved my pawn up again because, like I said, eventually I want to move him up. He moved his pawn down, and I said I figure I just take him because I'm good right here. I got my rook protection, my queen, my knight, and my bishop. So as I said earlier, that white square is really protected by me. I got that. I'm holding that down, that white square. So he moves his queen down, and I figured he was going to try to move right here, but he couldn't because my queen's there. So I know he couldn't do nothing there. At this point in time, what I decided to do was, and I don't know if I was thinking, I don't even know if I made that move. Hold on. Yeah, I did. Pin both of his pieces down. His queen and his bishop. And now I got his rook. So that was a real slick, funky move that I made on him. And then, bam, took his rook. Then he took my bishop. So at this point in the game, I'm only leading by 2 points. But I have the stronger pieces on the board. And he just lost his rook with that funky move I did, that nice move I just made. So, move down here. Just protecting this square because I figured he was going to move there eventually. And I couldn't take him because his queen's right there. So I just wanted to move right here just in case he planned on moving there. He didn't. He decided to take a pawn with the knight, and that was a bad move. Bam. So he really wasn't focusing at that point. And now I'm protecting this knight, but I can't move my queen now. I can't really do much because he's threatening my knight, and I gotta protect it. So I'm giving my queen more protection, letting him know I'm gonna threaten a checkmate over here. So he moved his pawn up one, stopping the checkmate. I moved that pawn up, threatening his pawn. And then he moved his bishop down, threatening my rook. So I'm like, oh shit, I can't. He kind of knocked me off my game plan now that he's threatening my rook. So I had to move my rook up one. He moved down again, and then I stopped him from doing anything here because when I was right here, I was thinking I can't take the bishop now, and he's protecting his king now, so now I'm gonna have to go here and then do all this, and it's a lot of moves that I would have to make. So I'll just say for now I'm gonna just focus on winning more of his pieces because it's going to take a little while for me to get a checkmate. So what I did was just move this pawn up. Now, his bishop really couldn't move up here anyway and threaten my queen, nor neither could his queen, because my queen and my knight's right here. But I was just a little concerned about his rook coming down and taking this and him moving up here. He just had a lot of threats over here with the pawn, the bishop, the queen, and then the rook can come down here and maybe do something. And my queen is kind of backed up with these pawns, got them locked in. So I just wanted to just make safe moves so I can avoid a checkmate or getting into trouble over there. So I moved him up, and then he moved him down. And now I was sitting here thinking, like, what I want to do. But I realized that he just left his bishop unprotected. Bam. Now I'm leading by 7 points, and my knight is still protected. So at this point in the game, I'm really starting to put my foot to the pedal, and I'm in a better position than he is now. He moves that king over out of harm's way, and I decided to threaten his rook. He moved his queen over, giving his rook more protection, and then I just took his pawn, and then I started moving my pawn up. And this is where it got interesting because he threatened my queen, right? It got interesting because he threatened my queen, and I figured I had to really make sure it was nothing he can do to stop me from getting the queen, because now my queen is pretty much fucked. I just basically sacrificed my queen, so I had to really think before I moved his pawn up. But I figured if I move him up and he moved right here, he still couldn't stop me because my rook's right here. So what he did was put me into check, bang, and that's when I got really fucking nervous. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Don't tell me I just made a mistake and gave this game up. A game that I was pretty much dominating and had control, because I'm leading 20 to 13. So I'm up by 7 points. That's equivalent to basically a knight, a bishop, and a pawn. So I'm like, what the fuck did I do here? And I realized if I stop right there, he can still take me here. But then I thought I would still be able to go up there. So I realized that I was fine for the most part. But I think the better move for him to have made was take me with his queen. But either way, I pretty much had him and didn't realize it. So he took me with his rook, and then that's when I realized he was fucked. Bam. I didn't want to take his rook with my knight, because then he'd boom and then take that and then move up. So I didn't want to do that. But I really fucked him right there. That's where he fucked up at. Taking me boom. Hold up, let me go back, because I'm not thinking. No, he shouldn't have took me with his queens. He took me with his queen, then I would have just took his queen with my knight. I wasn't really thinking. Okay, so he couldn't really do nothing there. So boom, got me a queen, put him into check. All he can do is move his queen up. Or he could have moved this. The better move, I think, at this particular time would have been to move his king down here. That's what I think the better move for him to make. Let me scroll back. Let's see what the best move for him to make in this particular time would have been to move his move his king down here, I think, because I couldn't really do nothing. Yeah, I couldn't really do nothing right there. And then if he would have moved his rook anywhere, he would have put me into check, and I would have had to move over. So he really had a chance to get back into the game a little bit, but he didn't make the smartest move by moving his queen up there, because look, bam, you fucked. You fucked. Because all he could do was move his king down there, and I would have took his queen, and then I would have just started fucking him up. That would have been it. He could have moved his rook down here, but I just would have moved my king right there. There's nothing he could really do after that. He was fucked. So I just outsmarted him. It's too good for him. Too skillful for him. He couldn't fuck with me. It's too much for him. Easy.